I'm Maria Menounos, and you're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Hey guys, welcome to AfterBuzz TV. I'm your host, Mackenzie Fain, and I have in the building. Who are you?
I'm Mama Lee.
Okay.
How do I not so sure?
I'm like telling this girl to spit out her gum before the show. She's like, I have gum in my mouth. I'm like, okay, spit it out.
I know. I didn't know what to do.
And then she's like sitting there like, I'm going to keep it in my mouth.
I'm like, what do I do with it?
What do you mean? Okay, guys, we're going to go over season 9, episode 25, Getting Lei'd. What do you think of the title?
Oh, good. I mean, it was good. I know what it's about.
I know what it's about, too.
Smart.
Oh, my camera's so crooked. Okay.
Mine is.
What?
All right. Nothing.
So we start with Brianna, who, has John there still. John's playing with Stella with the baby in the beginning. Oh my God, like so cute. Anything you'd want in a boyfriend if you have kids. Brianna brings up Lewis in front of Nova. And, she like goes, who's that? First of all, which, I mean, that's not very shocking. But Nova says that she wants John to come to the party instead of Devon. She was like, did Daddy come last year? So this will be John's turn. So like we can switch turns. Like, and then next year John won't come. Before we even talk about what Roxanne said later on, what did you think of that?
So at that point, I was thinking, what a smart kid. That was my thought. What a smart kid, I totally agree with
Roxanne.
Yeah, I do.
Did you think what she said?
What I thought was, wow, she's smart to worry about getting in each other's way. More like, I didn't think that it was talking in front of John. That was the thing.
Okay.
I didn't think about that. That didn't pop in my mind, but I'm like, just the fact that she was trying to share it, how smart she is for it.
So crazy. It's so crazy.
I know.
So, Devon isn't invited to the party. So we get that out of the way because in Brianna's head, Nova didn't care. She doesn't want him there, whatever. Now, Brianna's still mad about the whole him drunk incident, and we know that. So we have the party. So cute. She always goes all out, renting this house, making it a big deal. The second birthday party, so cute. And John meets the whole family, and one of the aunts or something asks, when are you moving here? And the whole nine. But he has great responses. I honestly, I don't have any real problem with him. I don't love him. Who do I love? What boyfriend is it? Oh, Cheyenne's boyfriend.
Oh, yeah.
In OG. Love him. So later on, so John leaves. Now, what we were just talking about, which I didn't want to give it away until we kind of got to that point, was Roxanne thinks that the party went well, but she thinks that Devon should have been there, she said. That's all she said. And Brianna was just all up in arms, just no, nobody didn't care. And, Roxanne was this was the most level-headed I've ever heard her be because, like you said, it was so true. So do you want to elaborate on what she said or?
Yeah, I mean, first how she started off was, is my microphone okay? It's either I'm not plugged in maybe.
Oh, okay. Keep going.
All right. So anyway, I thought how she said, that Nova was concerned about John and Devon's feelings. I didn't catch on that, but after she said it, I thought, yeah, definitely sounds about right. I mean, she is kind of young for that. So Brianna was like, I'm like, thumbs up. Brianna was like, no, I don't think that Nova even knows that if she wants him there, she wants him there. I didn't get that at all. I thought maybe Nova kind of knew and she wanted to split the time and just, didn't want to know. But I don't think it was right that she kept Devon away because she's angry at him.
No, I don't think so either. And you know what? One of the things that Roxanne said Devon has been there for Stella. He is the only good male figure in her life. And when it's just because only recently did Devon take Nova.
Yeah, I know.
So he was over there playing since she was born, playing with her, and he always has been a good dad. Like, he's really not a bad dad. He just clearly makes most idiotic choices when it comes to that. But I think you're so right. It's like, and I think she was so right.
Right.
You know, the whole thing was just crazy.
And I thought, like, you know, sometimes with kids, when you have adult kids and they have their own kids, you know, in me watching it, I felt like Roxanne was clearly right. But
yeah.
Right. But Brianna didn't see that at all, and she wasn't seeing it. So it's so hard. I have an adult kid with a child. Kid. Right.
Have you ever dealt with a situation like that?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And you really have no choice to back away and let them make their own mistakes. But it's because you can't argue the point and she couldn't have made Brianna see her point no matter what.
Well, it was just a little annoying that she was like, these are my kids and this is what I'm doing with my kids. Like,
yeah, but
girl, like, you have not, they're honestly, to me, just as much her kids. They've been living with, like, she has been their father pretty much.
Exactly. She should have some say in it, or some, you know, her opinion should matter somewhat. But the thing is, Brianna's in this with John right now. That's who she wanted there. So,
and she was excited that Nova, like, wanted him to be around. So she just, like, ate that up.
Absolutely.
Well, let's move on to Jade. So Jade still doesn't want Sean alone. I mean, this was crazy. And I can't wait to get your input. And it's like, it's a pretty quick, like, one little, like, situation pretty much. But Jade's mom is watching Chloe for the night. And Jade wants to just have some time to go out. I think your hair looks great, girl.
Thank you.
You know, she wants to go out for the night and have kind of a break. So Jade gives her money to pay her phone, money for a hotel, because mind you, her mom's like doesn't have a house, doesn't have anywhere, so she like stays at a hotel all the time. So she gives her a hotel money, and they're supposed to meet up for lunch the next day to like exchange Chloe. She cannot even get a hold of her all morning. She calls her grandmother, who hasn't heard from her mom or her daughter, whatever, and she's just freaking out. She's like, and then one point she's like, you know, I know Chloe's up by now. She's usually up. She goes, it's noon. She's usually up by 9 or 10.
Like,
I want to be like,
lucky.
Wait a second.
Kids sleep till that time.
What is happening in that house at 8 p.m. that when she should be sleeping?
Right.
Because I'm sorry. Like, that's crazy.
No, I think she was talking about 8 a.m.
Oh no, that's what I meant. She said she's usually up at 9 or 10 a.m.
Right. Yeah.
Like, that's so late.
So late.
Does she not go to bed at 8 is what I meant.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So randomly her mom finally calls and her mom's like, I spaced when they meet later. Why? Don't even care. Like, I don't even care. It's ridiculous. Like, I raised you. You're breathing. So clearly she's going to be still breathing.
Yeah. Yeah. I was shocked.
I
was the whole thing from beginning to end, because first of all, you know, your mom and stepdad or dad have issues with drugs.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know how long they've been clean.
Not long.
And they're living in a hotel, and you're going to leave your baby at a hotel with this mom and dad that's a drug addict, and you're handing them money. Like, hand them your baby and money, like, go get drugs. Pretty much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If they don't, oh my God, that was the worst thing. Because why? She doesn't want him with the dad. She doesn't want the baby with the dad because he's a drug addict. But you're going to give her off to your parents, who are drug addicts, and not get in touch with them. Why didn't she ride over there the minute she woke up?
I don't think she knew what hotel.
Okay, that's ridiculous.
I know.
How do you not know where your baby is?
You're
a little tiny baby. How do you not know? I don't know. I was so cringed.
I just feel like,
freaking
did
out.
you really, like, she didn't even really do anything either. Like, she went to a dinner maybe for a little while. Like,
Have your friend over. Put your baby to bed.
if
That's
there's
what I did.
nobody, like, responsible enough to take your baby, then stay home. And I don't mean to, like, dog on her too much. Like, we do that enough. Like, we did that here. Ray just did that a second
Not
ago.
enough.
But I don't know. It
No,
is really
bad decisions. Bad decisions.
Yeah.
Have your friend come over, hang out, watch a movie. There's no need for it.
Yeah.
No need for it. Her mother it's sick.
Yeah.
It's just sick. What she did to her by coming over and not even talking to her.
I know.
about
That
it.
was the worst thing ever. But also, it's like, Jade, come on, dude. Like, oh my God. And then she still wants her to babysit the next day, and the mom doesn't show up, so she's late to work. Like, you're still gonna, or to school, you're still gonna have this go on?
Yeah. She's behind a rock in a hard place with having nobody is her problem.
Yeah.
But you just handed your mom $250, you told us, when you could have paid for daycare probably for
the week.
Right. So she's making really bad decisions. She's hoping it would be nice to have a free babysitter and to up and go, and people want that. And your mother of all people?
I mean, just to cut to the chase a little bit, like, well, not cut to the chase, but kind of spoil like the on the next. Like, she's crying in the car, screaming to her mom, like, I just wish I could have a mom and a dad. Like, that's all I want. And she does talk to one of her friends, like, they don't work. Right. Like, why wouldn't they want to be? Why can't they just be there for her? Be with her. I don't have anybody else. Like, but it's just awful.
Yeah, it really is. It's sad.
Well, the situation is really awful, but we move on to Leah, who, I mean, they're living it up in Hawaii.
Lucky.
I know. So Kale, they spent the week prior with Kale, who wasn't able to be taped because of the whole Isaac situation with Joe and the custody and not wanting him to go and blah, blah, blah. Now, they went to a different part of Hawaii, and Jeremy was supposed to meet up with them, and it was kind of like a little bit of like on the edge, and she was talking to her mom about like, let's go. I would love to like go on a one-on-one like date with him, and all this whatever. But the girls at one point talk about how their dads don't get along, like the dads won't get along, and Gracie's just like, your dad makes everything seem like it's the end of the world. And I'm like, okay, you definitely heard that from someone. Like Corey must have said that, or Leah, or I don't know what. And then like, a little Addie's just like, your dad has smelly breath. Yeah. Like, and then the end one, Gracie was like, well, you don't even get to see your dad pretty much. And I see my dad every week. I was like, oh God, this girl knows how to dig.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
She went deep.
Yeah. But there's a conversation about Jeremy when she at dinner that Jeremy might be coming, and Gracie just like is just like X out Jeremy, like anti-Jeremy. What did you think of that coming from like a mother's point of view?
About the daughter saying that? Well, first about how Gracie was talking to her mom about her business and getting it all in that. Drives me nuts when I'm watching it. Yeah. I'm like, just stop her in her tracks. And Leah's mom had said at one point at the table, like, this isn't children's business. This is adult stuff. And that's where Leah should be like, all right, that's not your business. You need to back up. This is not children's place to talk about.
Yeah, it should be more of a disciplinary like action, not like, I promise I won't lie to you. I'll tell you as soon as I can. Like,
yeah, no.
Although she keeps bringing it up in front of her.
Absolutely.
Why does she keep bringing it up in front of her?
I swear to God, my aggravation level and my annoyance in this episode was out of the roof for those reasons.
Wow.
Yeah, it was driving me crazy. I'm like looking at these kids. I'm like, somebody do something about them. Stop them. Tell her to stop talking to you like that. Tell her to knock it off. She laughs as she's doing stuff. You're not doing them any favors. I don't know if because her parenting style is more aggressive, but now the camera, like normally, but now the cameras are around, so she has to act a different way. No?
I don't think so.
Well, it's so annoying.
I do think she's a fronter for the cameras. We've heard it many times. When she was married to Jeremy in the past seasons, he's said it a million times. She acts so different in front of the cameras. But so I'm sure that like is still lingering, even though she's changed a lot since that time. But yeah, I totally.
Yeah, and I don't think, I mean, your kids would be like that quick to change if you were a mother that was on it.
No.
She needs to set them straight.
But she also needs to stop bringing things up in front of them. It's so crazy to me.
It really is, yeah. And that drives me crazy, too.
So then they have this sit down. She takes her and she has a sit down conversation. What do you think?
You know, I thought that was, I think she needed to do that. You know, she needed to talk to her about it, but she still wasn't firm enough for my liking, you know?
No.
I would have said, look, I understand your concerns. This is adult business, which she did at one point, but she was like, some things are adult stuff and I wouldn't lie to you. And if I was, I would. I don't think the whole Jeremy and her subject should even be coming up when they don't even know what they're doing. I don't think it should be anything until they're firm.
They should treat it like it's, like we said last week, I think, or the week before. Treat it like it's any other random guy that you're dating. Do you bring them around your kids? No. You get a babysitter. You go out when they're with their dad. Well, you get a babysitter. But one thing I was happy to hear, because at first I'm like, she's like, I don't like Jeremy, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh my God, because I've been watching these or listening to this crime podcast lately, and I'm like, oh God, like, why does she not like Jeremy? Like, is this a sign? Like, but she just says it's because, you know, Addie snaps her fingers pretty much and says, I want my parents to be together, and she thinks that the only reason she's doing it. And I thought it was good how she like reassured her, like, I did try with your dad, and it's just not, you know, and you know, whatever.
Yeah, and I think that part is important. Like, if she needs to get to the bottom of what her issue is and blah, blah, blah. And she did that, you know, how Gracie was feeling about Addie's dad, you know.
And it wasn't, this is not, like, she does love Addie's dad. I think this was, like, a new thing, and that's why she was like, what are you talking about? You know you love Jeremy. Like, you always, like, she was married to Jeremy when these girls were young. Like, they grew up with him as their, you know, dad, kind of. Well, not really. Corey's a great dad. But anyway. But Leah's, you know, in this, like, little, like, stage with Jeremy, you know, it's, like, new. It's so crazy. But he calls, they FaceTime, and he's like, yeah, I have some bad news. I have to. And then all his excuse is always just work.
I know.
Like, it's not even like, dude, what do you do that you can never get time off? Especially to go to Hawaii when your family is there.
Isn't he a truck driver, or is that not?
No, he's like an oil, like, he's like some kind of trade, like oil pulling, oil digging. I don't know why I think it's
pulling.
Oil pulling.
That's so
he
difficult.
puts oil in people's mouths, in his own mouth, and people watch him do it. Yeah, but he does something like lineman, like something, like he has a really good job that, you know, he's on these, whatever. But then he says, you know, they can go to dinner I'll take you to dinner when I get back. And she was like, just me and you. And he was like, yeah. And so they're going to do that. So I'm like super excited to find out what's going to go with that. Like,
I hope he's as, like, I felt like watching this that she was a little bit more like into it or wanting it.
I didn't just because, like, remember when he said something about, like, she said, oh, I know the only thing you want, or she's like, and he was like, wink, like, okay, I don't know. And like, I don't know, when she called him the other day and he's like, hey girl, hey, back. Like, I don't know. I think he is. I don't know.
I hope so. It'll be cute.
Yeah. So we talk about Chelsea, who this local boutique reached out to her to do a photo shoot. She brings all the kids with her, which is just like so mom and like boss mom to do, I feel like.
Absolutely.
You don't just, I don't know. It's so cool to me for somebody to do that. And just be so chill about it too. But this company, Laura Bell's, wants to actually, after this photo shoot, they just wanted to kind of feature Chelsea, want to partner with her and kind of come out with this like edgy, like Chelsea line pretty much, which is super cool. And she talks to Cole about it while she's doing the 10-month pictures of Lane, and which just we're not going over well, but so cute.
Yeah, so cute.
Cole's, I mean, like, does the guy even have a bad bone in his body?
I know. I was thinking that watching it. Like, taking pictures of you guys when you were little and daddy around, and he wasn't there trying to help me, and I was doing it. You know what I mean? He was doing his thing. Cole's like that father, like right there helping her out.
Oh, she's referred to him as the helicopter parent.
Oh, yeah.
And we know how Chelsea is. She's super attentive. And like to have him on top, like, I don't know.
great.
It's just really funny to me. And he's just but he's just like, what a great idea. That is just, you don't get a babysitter. I'll watch the kids. Like, we'll do it around your time. Like,
he's so fantastic. And I love the fact that, it's so important for her not to put the kids in daycare.
yes.
That was my whole thing growing up with you kids, was that. Well, I didn't grow up with you. That would have been weird.
We were growing up together, but like, we just didn't want to go to daycare at all.
So yeah. So I appreciate the fact that she can and is able to do that,
And like I said, now that I'm on this like crime junkie, it's literally called this, I don't know why I'm plugging this right now, this crime junkie podcast. I'm like, there are nightmares around every corner.
Oh, yeah, I know.
It's bad, but I don't know why I keep like bringing it very morbid and like dark, but yeah.
Your
so
mind.
Anyway, she has this meeting with her, and they're gonna drop this like two pieces of clothing every month, and it's just so cool.
Oh, so cool. I love it for her.
It's just, it's super fun. It's great for her. Okay, but she has this huge following.
Oh, she's going to do fantastic.
That's the only reason why she's doing it, and this company is very smart to do that, because even in the interview, if you heard, she got like, the lady goes like, it'll just be so wonderful for all of your followers and ours.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
we're just gonna get so many followers. We're just gonna be a big following team here. So yeah. But there was a cute leather jacket, a couple plaids, like totally all up her alley. And it's really cool that it's like totally different from like the Laura Bell's like originals or whatever.
And they said that the jacket was vegan.
Yeah.
So that's great. And, they
And
said
like
it was really
nice,
soft
and it looks not. Yeah. And Chelsea's like, I have one from like Target that looks like cheap. This is so nice. To be honest, I kind of want to look into the dang jacket.
I know.
So we'll see about that. And one thing that the lady did say, she's like, go through your closet and just look at your pieces, your favorite pieces, and think about what you would like to change. It's like, that is so cool.
Right.
I could easily do that, and I would be the best designer ever, I feel like.
Yeah, I couldn't.
I love it. I would love it, but I'm not like enough. I don't love it enough, clearly. So she is happy to do, something to get her out of the house, something to get her doing things, and something other than being a mom. Although she loves being a mom, that's what she's always like grown up, like wanting to do, loving and everything. She, it's good to have something else.
Oh, yeah.
So that's it for her.
I worry about her her anxiety.
I was thinking that maybe it's just gonna like, that'll help her.
Maybe, yeah.
I hope.
If you're concentrating, I don't know how anxiety works. I do know that it comes out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And you have no control over it. So I don't know if like having your mind somewhere else, if busy, if that will help. I don't even know. Or if this will bring more anxiety because she can't.
She did say, she was like, oh God, I'm really overwhelmed at one point in the thing. Lady's like, well, yep. Like, I don't know. Really nothing with Kale. They didn't tape her in Hawaii, but we did find out that Chris went to Hawaii.
That's right.
So I really wish we saw that. Although that's literally all we have for her pretty much. But on the next, Kale's telling the film crew, Chris, did you see this?
No.
Oh, Chris says if one camera points in his direction, he will spit on them.
Oh, what a bad
Mama Jamma.
That's it.
Yeah. Jade's crying on the phone, like I said, to her mom, just saying she wants a mom, she wants a dad, she doesn't feel like she has that. Chelsea says she's so tired, and she's just like, I really don't want any more kids, which is not something she's ever said before, and definitely not something that Cole is probably going to be okay with. But I think it's more of like, I don't think it's
in the moment.
Yeah. Leah talking about Allie, saying she's so smart, but she's just trapped in this body that doesn't work, and she just, makes me want to cry. And well, hopefully we learn a little bit more about Allie, but really, really sad. John and Brianna are like talking like in person, and she's just like, I'm really trying here. we know a breakup's coming, and it's like I thought I don't know. I thought something was gonna happen before this, but
Does it? Do we know if it happens on the show?
I do not know
Okay.
if it happens on the show, so we will see. But clearly they're having issues. So if not, then we're gonna see the rocky road that led to the breakup.
Ooh.
So. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining us. We had a great time getting very furious, dark, and laughing on this episode. Thank you so much. We'll be here next week to discuss the next episode. Clearly, there's a lot to go on, and we'll see more of Kale. I'm your host, Mackenzie Fain. You can find me on Instagram at Mackenzie Fain. Where can we find you, Mama?
On Instagram at Lee Fain.
Alrighty, guys, have a great week.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.